gamadani sani da madha, gamadani sani da madha, sani da ni da madha magama sama, da sani da ni da madha magama sama, sani da ni da madha magama sama, sani da ni da madha magama sama, ni da ni da madha magama sama, ni da ni da madha magama sama, da sani da ni da madha magama sama, ni da ni da madha magama sama, ga ma ga ma ga sa, ga ma ga ma ga sa, ga ma da ni sa ni da ma ga sa ma, ga ma da ni sa ni da ma ga sa ma, da ni sa ga sa ni da sa, da ni sa ga sa ni da sa, da ni sa ga ma ga sa ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni sa ga ma ga sa ni da ma ga sa ga, da ni sa ga ma ga sa ni da ma ga sa ga ma da sa ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma, da sa ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa, sa ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma, ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma, da sa ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma, ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma, ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma, sa ni da ni da ma da ma ga ma sa, ni sa 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 da da ni da ni sa, ga 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 ma 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 ga 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 ma 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 sa ga ma, ni sa 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 da da ni da ni sa, ga 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 ma 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 ga 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 ma 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 sa ga ma da, ni da ma da ga ma ga ma ga sa ni da ni da ma da ga ma ga ma ga sa ni da ni sa da ni sa ni sa ga ni sa ga sa ga ma ga ma da ga sa ni da ni da ma da ma ga sa da ni sa da ni sa ni da ni da ma ga sa ni sa da ni sa sa ga ma da 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 sa ni da ni da ma ga ma sa da sa ni da ni da ma ga ma sa ma, ni da ni da ma ga ma sa ma, da sa ni da ni da ma ga ma sa ma, ni da ni da ma ga ma sa ma, ni da ni da ma ga ma sa ma, da sa ni da ni da ma ga ma sa ma, ni da ni da ma ga ma sa ma, sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da ga ma da, sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da ma da ni, sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da ga ma da ni sa, ga ma da ni sa, ga ma da ni sa ma, sa da ma ni da sa, sa ma sa da ma ni da sa, sa ni da ma da sa ni da ma, sa ni da ma ga ma ga sa da ni sa ma ga sa 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 da ni da ma ga sa ni sa da ni sa ga sa ma ga sa da ni da ma ga sa ni sa da ni sa ga sa ma ga sa da ni da ma ga sa ni sa da ni sa ga sa ma ga sa da ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni da ma da sa ni da ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni ga ma da ni ga ma da ni sa ni sa ni sa da da sa ni da ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni ga ma da ni ga ma da ni sa ni sa ni sa da sa ni da ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni ga ma da ni ga ma da ni sa ni sa ni sa da da sa ni sa ni sa da da sa ni sa ni sa da da sa.
Namaskar, good afternoon. Thank you for being so patient with the transitions. My name is Nainika Mukherjee. As some of you have already heard, I am a Kathak dancer and a movement therapy practitioner. Being enrolled in a Kathak dance class seemed like the next step forward, rather the only or the best step forward, when I exhibited signs of selective mutism, a rare childhood anxiety disorder where it becomes difficult for children to speak or converse in certain social situations. Till the age of 6, I couldn't utter a single word, let alone form a sentence. And that is how I ended up spending 6 out of 12 of my school years in the special section. Being in the special section made everybody around me realize something extremely significant. Where words failed, art spoke. In fact, art was the only tool that allowed me to be seen and heard in a room full of people who otherwise would have dismissed me as just another girl with special needs. In fact, when Kathak started to take shape in my body, it became synonymous with my identity. And in no time did my teachers and my batchmates start sending me for various inter-house and inter-school competitions and events. So dancing not only became joyful, it not only gave me a sense of purpose, but it also became a language for me to express and communicate. But what happens when the very thing that sets you free weighs you down? Fast forward to my years of professional training. Life seemed perfect. It felt like I was exactly where I always wanted to be, which is the country's topmost institute for Kathak training. I was surrounded by the best of the best faculty members. I was sitting, standing, eating, chilling, and dancing with like-minded individuals who had the same love, the same respect, and the same regard for Kathak as I did. But something changed. What once made me feel empowered and unstoppable now started to hold me back. It started to make me feel constrained. Every movement became measured. Every step was scrutinized. Anything that I seemed to do just wasn't good enough. My dance, once joyful, had now become mechanical. The freedom I once knew was replaced by a fear. We may call it the fear of judgment. We may call it the fear of imperfection. But the biggest fear amongst all fears was the fear of not being good enough. A language that gave me my voice had now left me questioning my worth. But in order to understand why things happen, we must learn to move ahead. And in that process, we also must learn to unlearn many, many things. During the pandemic, my dear sister-in-law told me about dance movement therapy. She said, why don't you read up about it? See if it piques your interest, maybe you can take it up. I was also pursuing my master's in psychology at that time. The concept, the name actually of dance movement therapy sounded so intriguing that I immediately decided to Google what it was. So when I typed dance movement therapy on the internet, the first page that came up was of the American Dance Therapy Association. For those who may not know, American Dance Therapy Association is probably one of the oldest associations to exist that work towards and preserve dance movement therapy across the world. So according to the Dance Movement Therapy Association, dance movement therapy is the psychotherapeutic use of movement to propagate emotional, social, cognitive, as well as the physical integration of a human. When I read this line, especially where it talks about the integration, the holistic integration of an individual using movement as a psychotherapeutic tool, It felt like someone just read my mind and wrote the purpose in front of me, wrote the purpose of my life in front of me, as if someone just took my words and phrased it in the best possible way, right? I realized that movement was a tool that pulled me out of silence, and movement was the tool that had the power to heal me once again. So when I started dance movement therapy, there were a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts that resurfaced. Those were the thoughts that I had to learn to unlearn in order for me to understand myself better. And the name dance movement therapy might feel like, oh, there's dance involved in it, but here's the thing. You don't have to be a dancer to connect or reconnect with your bodies using movement. Movement is and will always be our first language, our primary language. Before we learn how to speak, we learn how to move. It starts as early as us being in our mother's wombs when we, toss and turn and roll over and whatnot. Slowly, as we're born, we learn how to hold our head. We learn how to balance our neck. We learn how to move our hands and our feet. We learn how to crawl, to sway, to reach out, to hold. And slowly we learn how to become independent as we pick ourselves up and learn how to walk. However, as we grow up, we often forget to listen to our bodies, to understand what the body is trying to tell us. We become so still, not just in our limbs, but also in our minds. Research shows that movement is not just physical, it is deeply psychological. Studies in neuroscience and psychology reveal that engaging in intentional, authentic, and free-flowing movement helps us regulate our emotions, builds resilience, and fosters kinesthetic empathy. Brené Brown once said that, shame is a feeling that washes over us, leaving us small, flawed, and not good enough. So if you put shame in a petri dish, it needs 3 things to survive: silence, secrecy, and judgment. But if you put the same petri dish and add a little bit of empathy to it, shame cannot and will not survive in us. When we move freely, we reclaim our narratives. We are able to write our own stories. It allows the body and its wisdom to come up, to resurface, and to speak with us, to interact with us, to show us and guide us, right? We often think, and sometimes many of us tend to overthink and go in a negative spiral. What movement essentially does is that it quiets the overthinking mind, and we learn how to respond rather than react. And we learn to respond with authenticity and honesty. In my journey of understanding and learning movement, as well as unlearning movement, I realized that I went from performance to healing. When I was learning Kathak professionally, my dance had moved from expressing myself to impressing everybody around me. But the question is, who is this everybody that we speak of, right? It's only us and our bodies that we need to take care of, that we need to learn to listen to. Before I conclude this talk, I want to leave you people with some questions. What if we learned to move, to express and not to impress? What if movement created and paved the pathway for us to discover who we really are and understand ourselves. And perhaps the answer does not lie in staying still or being seated. Rather, it is in the rhythm in our bodies that are waiting to be rediscovered. Thank you.